Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Jada, and today I'm going to talk about the struggle of dealing with mental health during a transition of life. So, I am a full-time teacher. I actually teach 8th grade math at a school in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I absolutely enjoy what I do. If you are a previous student of mine, make sure you drop a comment. Hey y'all, Miss Harris says hi, I miss y'all. And yeah, so I'm a full-time teacher, but when it comes to the end of summer and transitioning back into school, it can be really hard because we go from summer, having time off, being able to rest and relax, and then I get thrown into a regular work week. And that's actually why I haven't been on here doing as many videos, is because I have been crazy busy with the start of the year. But yeah, transition is just really hard, and I'm sure if you struggle with any type of mental illness that you are aware that when there is any type of life transition, any type of change in schedule, any type of move or big transition, that maybe your depression can get worse, maybe your anxiety gets worse. For me, my OCD and my thoughts tend to get a little worse in times of big transition, and that's just pretty normal for people who struggle with mental illness. So today I am on here just chatting with you about the things that have helped me in my times of transition. Now, you can ask anybody. Ask my boyfriend who was on here last time. Shout out to you, Boo Thang. Watch that video. That video is awesome. It's fire. He's amazing. So make sure you go ahead and watch that. I'll put a link up here. But you can ask anybody, when I am dealing with some type of transition, it is really hard. So we have 4 breaks during the regular school year, and anytime I go on a break, it's really hard. Anytime I transition from a break to school, it's really hard. And so I want to come on here and just share the things that have helped me to kind of keep that consistency through that transition. And as always, I am definitely a work in progress. I definitely do not have this mastered, but I have found things that work for me to stay consistent through life transitions. The first thing that really helps me, and this is the biggest thing, and I did not do this for a couple transitions of life in the last couple months, and I definitely saw that it had a negative impact on my mental health. But the biggest thing for me is consistency with my exercises. So I did a video a couple months ago about ERP, exposure and response prevention. And a part of that is definitely the response prevention. So when you're triggered, you take the thought and you don't do anything with it. You just sit with it. But part of my therapy is exposures. Exposures actually train your brain to be ready when those thoughts come up, when those triggers happen. Exposures train your brain. Exposures are supposed to be done every single day for 10 to 15 minutes a day. And I remember last year during a break, I actually wasn't doing my exposures for like a month. And then all of a sudden, when thoughts came up, I wasn't ready to deal with them. And so the biggest thing that's helped me with the transition of life is 110% staying consistent with my exercises. So for me, that means doing my exposures every single day. And I have not been perfect at this, but I've definitely been more consistent in the past. So that's definitely helping me to transition from summer vacation to being a teacher and working, 45 hours a week. The second thing that I know has really helped me has been rest. I have realized that I need a good 9 hours of sleep. And if I don't, thoughts will definitely come up. So I'm making that a priority this year, and anytime I have a transition, to make sure that I get a ton of rest. Sleep is so important for our bodies, but more importantly, sleep is so important for our mind. So if you are going through a transition, especially when you know you're more prone to depression, you're more prone to anxiety, you're more prone to thoughts, it is so important for you to rest your brain as well as your body. We're going to keep this short and sweet today. So the last thing that has really helped me is honestly self-compassion. And this might be the biggest one for me besides being consistent with my exercises, but self-compassion, usually I'm very, very hard on myself. Meaning when thoughts come up or I'm having a hard time, I get really hard on myself. I'm like, oh my goodness, this therapy's not working. I am struggling again. Oh my gosh, I'm going backwards. And what's really helped me is just knowing that this is hard. ooh, I'm gonna get misty again. But the struggle of OCD, the ongoing struggle of dealing with these thoughts, or if you deal with depression, or if you deal with anxiety, it is hard. So giving yourself self-compassion in these moments when you're struggling is so important to keep moving forward, because what happens is when you beat yourself up for having the thought, or when you beat yourself up for being depressed again, it just sends you in a negative spiral. So self-compassion, giving yourself grace, allowing yourself that space to be like, yeah, this transition is really hard for me and I'm doing an amazing job managing it. So those are the 3 things I wanted to bring you today. If you are dealing with a transition, you gotta make sure you're consistent with what you're supposed to be consistent with. For me, it's my exposures. You gotta be consistent. You gotta get so much rest and rest your brain in those times that you know are tougher. And 3, self-compassion. If I could get anything across to you, it's self-compassion in these moments when you know it's gonna be tough. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for listening to this video. I pray that I can come back on here weekly to share an encouraging word with you, an encouraging message about mental health and faith. And just bear with me, give me grace as I try to figure out what it's like to be a full-time teacher and what it's like to, just bring content to y'all on my channel. So pray for me, pray for my students. It's gonna be an awesome year. And I'll see you next time. Peace.